We forever I can see. With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, presented to you by INCRadio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. This morning, our discussion is going to be about giving back while staying true to your journey, helping others while growing yourself. And we love for our live chat to join us as well in our discussion, because together we can inspire and learn from one another, and at the same time celebrate the journey we are in. Now, along for the journey this morning, I do have a couple of my co-hosts here today. I have Nidell and Elisa. Say hi. Let's say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Elisa.
And I'm Nidell.
And we also have our comment reader for today. Do we have any early birds in the chat? Oh, first of all, introduce yourself, say hi, and let's see who the early birds in the chat are.
Sure. Good morning to our studio and to all our viewers today. I'm Brother Marvin Sabas, behind the scenes.
Hi, Brother Marvin.
And we do have a lot of early birds in the chat. We have Brother Brian, Sister Anne-Marie saying good morning. Sister Lizelle Ramirez, good morning. Sister Hannah Cambronero, good morning po. Sister Grace Galarpe, Sister Gracita Morris, Sister Jasmine M. Ross, and Sister Allison Mojica, all saying good morning. Ka Steph Magallanes, good morning po to you and your family. Ka Tyler Worthen, good morning po.
Good morning,
and
po.
that rounds out our early birds for today. Oh, Brother Ed Gonzalez from #Alexandria as well.
Ooh.
Back to you in the studio.
All right.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. As like I mentioned earlier, do type into the comments about what if you would like to join in our live discussion. Speaking of which, we do have a spotlight question for everyone today. If you can get that pulled up. So our spotlight question for our chat this morning is basically, who is a good role model for you of giving back?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, that is, who is a good role model for you for giving back? So today we're going to be talking about, of course, giving back, because sometimes it's not just about the journey. It's about the friends we make along the way.
Aww.
And I can say that ever since moving here, I have made a lot of friends along the way, especially my INCRadio family.
Aww. Thank you.
Way to stay on script. Thank you.
All right. So before we get too deep into that discussion, we do want to do a recap a little bit of last week's episode, which was Joy in the Journey. And so to sort of start us off is like, how did we define journey, our journey right now?
Oh, I think I remember my journey as being very, it has its ups and downs. Like I remember that's what Jaster said last week.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have those hard times, that's when you know there's growth happening.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I answered it, but with what the panel said, I was agreeing with them. I say learning because I'm still trying to figure stuff out with how my journey is, but I'm not really in that phase where I'm very confused of what I'm doing or where I am, but I'm, learning along the way.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, I think I wasn't on the last week's broadcast, but I did tune in, go watch the replay. Yeah. Soft plug.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for the awesome discussion. Anyway, so I guess for me, if I could like sort of jump in with what I think of for my journey is growth. Like you said, learning, and you said roller. It's like a bit of a ups and downs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone's growing one way or another, whether it be in tiny ways or in big ways.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like moving across the country, coming from the West Coast, coming here to the East Coast, a bit of a, I guess, not so much of a cultural difference, but like how things are sort of structured. Because I'm so used to where I lived in California, where it's a grid city where there's when you're driving down the highway and you look out, you just see all the buildings. One of the good things I like about that is like, hey, you're just maybe stuck in the LA traffic or whatever. You look out and decide when you're like, what's that over there? Maybe I'll go check that out.
You can see it from far
You
away.
You can.
That is-
Because a lot of like Southern California is pretty flat. So that's how it was like I would sometimes like discover some like small like hole in the wall eatery places.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Where here, so one thing I noticed, it is nice. It's nice.
But
Hey, you're on the East Coast now.
And you're on the East Coast. Yeah. I gotta be careful.
All good things.
Like, oh, there's Lionel. So, no, like when you're out there, you see it's just the nature. It's really calming. And sometimes like I'm driving and I'm like, this looks really nice, especially when fall came in.
yeah,
And like the colors changing, and it's like, wow, I feel like I'm driving through a postcard right now.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
and so how that sort of relates to growth is like having like a change of scenery kind of like forces you to adapt, forces you to change how you sort of see things. Because if you're stuck, for me, I kind of felt like I've been seeing the same things over and over again. And when I moved out here for my new job, sorry for the audio listeners, keep tapping the mic. Really seeing another perspective of how things are can help with growth. Trying to see things from another person's perspective. Say like, oh, I've lived in California for most of my life, and coming here and like seeing how people live. Like, oh yeah, so this is how things are compared to like slight differences in California.
Yeah, change isn't so bad.
Yeah, change isn't so bad, and sometimes right, it's for our betterment. And it's also the sort of the journey that God kind of puts us in.
Yeah.
So something that that I've learned is always trust in God's plan, because He always knows what's best for me. And I can probably say that for all of our viewers and listeners here today, is that right, we're on this journey. God has a plan for us. We can plan as much as we can, but always trust in God that whatever happens, like, it'll all work out. Now going into that is kind of sharing that positive mindset, positive outlook. Now, do you think that giving back impacts you and the journey that you're in? Kind of like sharing how we feel about our own journey. Sorry, it's a bit of a deep question so early in the morning.
I think so. What was the question again?
Do you think that giving back impacts you and the journey that you're in?
Yeah, I think so, because let's say someone's influencing you they're giving back, and then you're being influenced, and then that changes your perspective in life or the way you act. Maybe you change into a better person, like your ways, your habits, and then it changes your journey. Like even in the slightest way, let's say someone influenced me to wake up early for work and then be on time. That changes my journey into like, being more focused and disciplined in the things I do.
Discipline is important as well.
It really is. And the people who you're around with too. I know, as deep as this question is, I started thinking about like before I go on a roller coaster in an amusement park. And I gotta say, I am a little bit of a wimp sometimes. If I see that roller coaster is like up in the sky and I can't, and I only see the clouds, I get afraid. So like, I just remember whenever I'm with my friends, they're always like, come on, you can do it. And then after like, even throughout the line, the very long line, I have time to like settle down.
Your like heart starts beating fast the closer you get to it.
Yeah, and then when you reach the top, you're like, oh wow, like it's beautiful out. You can see the clouds, especially if there's like a sunset going on.
Ooh, golden hour.
Yes.
Yes.
And it makes everything so worth it. You're like, okay, this is great until you hit the hit the job.
But then you go back up again.
But then you go back up again. And I think as cheesy as it sounds, it's kind of like how life is.
Yeah.
The people that you decide to join your journey matters too, because then that's what influences your beliefs.
That's true. Especially when you're in that line, they're like, it's not even that bad. You're gonna have fun. Da 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 da. But if you're alone, you're like, oh, it's so scared. Maybe I should back out. Yeah.
You're like, me too, and then you guys back out.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I remember the roller coaster. Yeah, that explains my life basically. And I would say the one who molded me the most, I wouldn't say the most. Okay, I'm not gonna name a specific person. Okay, yes, I am. My Lolo Art, my dad's dad. He is someone who gives back a lot, and it showed throughout like my childhood and even adulthood. Though he has gotten to, like, at older ages, it's inevitable. You get older, your body gets weaker. But every time I see him, he's just so strong. And I always wonder, like, how do you even do it? And he says that no matter how hard life gets, you have to insert positivity.
That's true.
We already know, like, life is going to be hard, but when you insert positivity and keep moving forward, and with that positivity, it's like part of it, it's like giving back. And he does that all the time, and that's what keeps him young. And like helping others also helps you know that everyone's going to be okay too. So yeah, I just thought about my Lolo.
Yeah. So it's like an infectious positivity.
Yeah.
I really like that, especially when you're there's this saying called paying it forward.
Yeah.
Right. It's something that sometimes, for those that are able to, paying it forward can go a long way. I know that there was just a short story. There was one time, me and my dad, we were in the Philippines. We were visiting the Philippines, visiting family. And we were at a grocery store, and we saw this sort of this family, or not the family, these two guys who were kind of like trying to decide, oh, do I get this or do I get this? And they were like right behind us in line. They're like eyeing like the stuff on the aisles. And my dad was like, okay, I'd like to pay for those behind me. And I was like, afterwards, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, you help them pay for their groceries. But then afterwards, this is when I was like really young. Okay, this is really young. So I was like, I didn't know much better. And so later I asked my dad, like, why did you why'd you pay for their groceries? Like, why would you? No, but it was an actual, like, because it was something that, like, I was young, is sort of a foreign idea to me. Yeah. Like paying for someone else's groceries, paying it forward.
Like in an innocent, like, especially if you're young.
Yeah, and from an innocent standpoint, I'll be like, why'd you pay for that? No, none of that. Yeah. But it was like, oh, why'd you pay for them? Like, it was a nice gesture, but why? And he said that paying it forward, this is what I mentioned earlier. Like, paying it forward really goes a long way, especially for when you are able to, because there are always going to be people less fortunate than us who have been blessed with being able to do that, and maybe what they do. In their version of paying it forward might not be in a monetary sense. It could be as simple as an act of service, or giving a compliment to someone, or giving an ear to someone who needs it, right? And it's something that's kind of stuck with me throughout my life, is like trying to help others as much as I can, because it pays itself forward. Who knows? Like, maybe that one guy who was having to decide between like 2 chocolate bars or whatever. What if having 2 chocolate bars just made their day like 500% better, and it helped them pay that kindness forward to someone else. Did you have something to? Because I think we have comments that needs to be read. Yeah.
Read our comments.
So from our spotlight question, who is a good role model? For me, it was my dad. For you, it was your Lolo. How about from the comments before we go to Elisa?
Sure. So we've had a lot of feedback this morning. First, we've had Brother Brian Torres saying, I have so many growing up, but I think my CWS teachers.
Yes.
We also
CWS
had
teachers.
Sister Anne Marie sharing that her person that first came to mind was Sister Cherry from Gaithersburg. She always shows love and appreciation to others, whether through gifts or kind words. She wants to be like her when she grows up.
Aww.
And lastly, but not least, we have Ka Christian Agron. Greetings from the local of Fredericksburg. And to answer our spotlight question, he said he learned the most from our kuyas and ates, as in our older brothers and older sisters. They lead by example, and so should we. Back to you in the studio.
I completely agree with that. Like leading by example.
Yeah.
What they say, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
So really trying to live by the teachings that had been taught to us inside the church, inside the Church of Christ. So before we go on, Elisa, did you have one to say?
Yeah, I have a lot too, but I would say it's also my dad. I actually heard a story from our mom, because we were young, so I wasn't there. I don't remember anything. But my dad, one time, he saw brethren outside the chapel where, if you've been to the Temple Hills Chapel, we have a gazebo. He saw brethren there with their luggages, and they were like kind of like chilling. Some of them are like laying down, I think, or like sitting down. I think they were waiting for like this big church activity happening, and so he approached them, and then he offered our house. He said, do you guys want to stay at our house? It's small, because our house is small. We only have like one level, one bathroom. And then he was saying, but our house is small, but you can take a nap there while we wait for the activity to start. We can eat, and then they agreed to it. And then my mom was saying how it was a lot of them. It was like a big family, I think, because kids were like sleeping, like laying down in the hallway of our house on the couch. And then it's my dad that influences us, because like he likes to give back, and like the fact that he knows our house is small, he still offered our place just so the brethren are comfortable before the activity, because I think they came from Canada. So,
okay.
And then I think years later, they recognized my dad again, and then they were like, always thanking them whenever they encountered them. So it's like that impact really leaves a big impact on them, because after all those years, they still remembered him. Yeah,
that's nice. That's nice. And I think it's such a big thing to open up your home to people that you don't really know. Well, of course, they were. He gave out of the kindness of his heart. It's really, really inspiring. So, speaking of inspiring, aside from, I guess the main thing would probably be seeing other people. But like, what inspires you to make a difference?
Ooh. What inspires you?
What inspires me? Well, I kind of just I kind of scratched out for us to say other people. But I think what inspires me to make a difference is, no, actually, yeah, it's kind of hard to answer that without saying other people. It's kind of also seeing the reactions. Like, it kind of makes you feel good inside to help other people, right? And like helping other people, like I said, paying it forward, but giving just any kind of help, whether it be a hand, an ear, or
a toe.
A toe.
Okay.
No. Or just just being your presence for another person, right? For someone that's going through tough times. I think it's inspiring to see other people grow as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I talk about my work a lot, but I really meet a lot of good people there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my coworkers, she she's really nice, and I say that because she doesn't have a lot of time in her hands. Like I can see her always like running back and forth to do tasks, to make the materials, to help others. And I see that every single time I see her. And as a person who is receiving what's being given by someone, it makes me personally feel loved and cared for, and it helps me go on and inspires me to give to others as well. Like we keep saying, it's infectious, and it really helps me go day by day, like seeing people like her. And I text her like time over time, and I'm like, you have so little time, but you choose to spare some of your time for me, and it means a lot. And I think I want others to feel that way, to see that they're also being seen, because some people don't feel like they're being seen.
That's true.
You know, and I don't like the idea of someone being in the corner. And I really emphasize, like, if you see someone, say hi, give a smile, because you never know what they're going through. Even if they're not going through like hard times, if you smile at them, they could smile to someone else that is having a hard time. So having a strong community wherever you go, it makes your life easier. It makes your life, you become more grateful, and it helps you remember, like, where does this love come from? It's like, it's from Almighty God, right? As like a lot of people say, God is love, and as hard life gets, you're always gonna remember, oh, God is so good to me, even the little things. I started thinking about this time when I lost my wallet.
Oh no.
I think I told Lionel about this before, but I was so scared. I already had a bad day, and I was like, the last thing I wanted was my wallet to be gone. My money's gone. My credit cards are gone. I mean, I can cancel it, but everything was in there.
Yeah, especially like your ID.
Yes, everything. I had to order it. It would just ruin my day, my week. And so someone had the kindness of their heart and their honesty, integrity. I think I was helping somebody else get something from the road, because there's this girl, she was playing volleyball and it went into the highway.
Oh no.
And my car was right there. I'm like,
that shouldn't be there.
and I saw her, she was about to go get it, and I'm like, I really hope you don't get it, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
And so it was so weird, like the ball ended up like rolling back, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna help her and give it to her, and she's like, thank you so much. I was like, of course. But then me helping someone, my wallet fell on the ground, and I didn't even know. I'm not done with my story, don't worry. That wasn't the end of it. But then, even though I helped someone else, it's like it went back to me at one point. Like at first I was like, oh man, I regretted it. I regret helping someone.
Why did I get that ball for her? I shouldn't have.
But then, God sees all things, and he knows that life is hard. So, that didn't like go to waste. Somebody gave back my wallet, put it in the front of the door, and was like, oh, here's your wallet, have a great day. They weren't asking for anything. They were just like, hey, we saw this.
Yeah.
And then being honest and being positive and helping others, it just reminds me, it'll never go to waste. Help others and I'll go back to you too.
Especially when you do it from your heart.
Yeah.
Especially like you could be alone doing it from your heart. God will bless you because, you did good. And I also have a story. Our neighbor has been like mowing our lawn these past 2 years. And it's like so hard for us to catch him to thank them because
for free?
Yeah, because like we okay, so they basically started doing it ever since our dad passed. I guess they noticed that Because it used to be when our dad passed, it was me that started mowing the lawn. I guess they saw me struggling. Because from time to time, I would mow the lawn, and then our neighbor would be mowing the lawn at the same time as me. And then, I was like pushing and pulling, and because we don't have like a straight yard, so I was like pushing down the little hill, and yeah. And then so later on they started mowing our lawn too. So it's like they don't expect us to give back even though we want to, but like that actually it's not a small gesture, but that big gesture is like a big help to us already. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Maybe you should give back to them.
Yeah.
Give them a meal.
Yeah, I would try to we would try to give them we tried to deliver pizza to their house one time, and then they were like, no, like we didn't order it. Like she started getting mad at like the delivery guy, and so my mom had to say like it came from us. So yeah, we try to give them food. Yeah.
That is pretty. That's really nice.
Yeah, it is.
So so now we've sort of shared our stories of like giving back. Is there something that that helping someone has taught you about yourself?
Ooh.
I mean, while you guys think about that, I also have a story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I have told this on the show before,
Okay.
but there was one time where, make sure you guys are thinking about your answer.
Okay.
Well, there was one time where it was super rainy and super windy, and it was it was like a day where everyone's gonna go order takeout to like spend time with their families. So me and my dad, we went to go pick up food from the restaurant, and it was super rainy, super windy, to the point where like some umbrellas would like fold in on themselves. That's how windy it was. And as we were walking from our car to the restaurant, I see this elderly couple just walking, like trying this old lady with a walker, and her husband and his elderly husband, or her elderly husband, trying to shield her from the rain with just a tiny umbrella.
Aww.
And so I was like, okay, I'm halfway there. We're all going to the same restaurant anyway. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to help them out. So I had my umbrella open. I shielded like, with both mine and elderly husband's umbrella, shield them from the wind and the rain. And the elderly lady said the sweetest thing ever. She was like, "Oh my, thank you so much. And like you are such a good person." And it's like, sorry, complimenting me like I didn't even expect it. I just just let's get out of the wind and the rain, and then just like nod and then go our separate ways. That's what I expected. But then she's saying like, "Oh, you're such a nice person. You're so good," and all that stuff. I was like, "Oh," it made me feel even better because I did it without really expecting it.
Yeah.
And it's something, I guess that's something I learned about myself, is that over time, the more that you try to do good things for other people, the more it becomes natural,
Mm-hmm.
and where you kind of do it without expecting much. But when it happens that they give back, even just in the tiniest way, it's like a thank you or a compliment. It makes me feel better. It makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah.
I believe your story because don't worry, this guy, you do. I see it through your actions all the time. You help others when it's like raining. You hand them an umbrella. I see Lionel do that all the time, and I'm like, wow,
Acts
he's
of
such a
service.
gentleman. Yeah.
I think you guys still have my big umbrella.
Oh, that's awkward. I didn't think you remembered. I'm kidding.
Thanks, bro.
That was Marvin, by the way. But no, that's really true. And then what you want, the outcome you want from that is for that kindness to be infectious to others. And so inevitably, hopefully, you pray that it goes to everybody and kindness just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
Given how hard life is already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I realize I really like helping, especially with healthcare. Of course, you're helping people. So I don't do like, the serious stuff in healthcare, but I'm more on paperwork.
Serious.
And I'm on like paperwork, and I also help with the front desk. Actually, a few days ago, a patient was like saying how she is in a rush. She's hoping that during her visit, she's not gonna have a long wait. And then I was like, to be honest with you, there's like 4 patients ahead of you right now. I don't know what time you'll be finishing. And so I had to suggest a few options. I'm like, I don't want you to reschedule your appointment because it might be hard for you to find a spot. But what another option we can go for is you can see another provider, and she doesn't have any patients with her right now. And so she was like, okay, let's give that a try. And then she got into her room early, and then she finished early. And then after her visit, she was like, thank you so much for expediting this visit because I didn't want to be late for my other appointment. Da, 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 da. And then she kept thanking me throughout like the checkout process. And then just hearing that thank you from them, you're like, oh, it's like I didn't even know that was such a big thing for them. So just hearing that thank you from people makes a big difference.
Like something that we might seem as like not something that we might see as small might be something huge for someone else, because we're all going through we're going through life differently, and we're all going through the same things but also different things at the same time. Something that I also do want to give back is to our live audience. I do believe we have a lot of responses for all the questions that have been asked in there. Marvin, what do we have on for the comments today?
Sure. So first off, we have Sister Anne Marie saying, helping someone, whether in small or big ways, is how you tell someone, I see your struggle, and I want to be there for you. Helping takes so little effort, but the impact, huge. We also have Keith Otero. Hello, brethren. For me, one of my greatest role models is my father, who from my childhood influenced, taught, molded, and trained me to become a minister in the church. And then we have a supplemental addition to that. We have Sister Anne Marie again. It taught me that you don't have to be a superhero or the smartest, most capable person to help someone. Just being there, ready and willing, can be enough. And it's so easy. And lastly, we have Sister Lizelle saying, helping someone always gives me hope in humanity because it will always come back. Same way I'm giving it back to the studio.
Hey, nice.
Great.
All right. So, going back to what we were talking about is, it's some, they kind of mentioned it also, is like, what is the importance of giving back while at the same time improving yourself? I think it's something that we don't normally talk about because it's something that we just internalize. But say, for example, someone who's going through life, like, oh, why do I have to do that? Why? The big question of why? Why do we do things? It's like, so I like to ask you all, because you have such great stories and such great experiences, is what is the importance of why we give back? While at the same time, we try to also improve ourselves. Why do we do what we do, right?
Yeah. Like I mentioned before, we do it so that we could have a strong community. I think that's for me. I like to think about how other people are doing, and so I think giving back to others and helping the community grow as a whole, it makes me feel like less anxious about the world. I don't know. Like in INC, Care for Humanities. Like when we've given, like, I remember we had a clothing drive one time. I remember I saw you there. It was like, it's been a minute, but
yeah, it was like in the middle of the pandemic.
yes,
Not middle of the pandemic, but we were kind of like
we're slowly getting back.
Yeah.
At the time, people have lost their jobs, and the Church of Christ acknowledge that, and say that we didn't know how to extend our help to others, but we're thankful for the church administration having, or assisting us and giving a helping hand
Yeah.
to the community, especially that during COVID, everyone didn't have their, living income.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like giving the when you let me go back. Sorry, my brain is like super ADHD, and I'm like, I want to say all these things, but I can't take it out. So they really help when it comes to the clothing drives. It makes you think, oh, what kind of clothes do I have in my closet? And you go to your closet and you're like, I actually don't use that. And it could be, even though you don't use it, it could be so helpful for someone else.
You realize someone else can use it.
Yeah.
Like, they'll make it more useful than how you.
Because something that you have could be something that someone else prayed for too.
Yeah.
Right. And that goes back to being grateful for what you have. And, but yeah, anyway, giving those things that you don't use anymore, that is new to others, it helps you know that like, oh, I'm helping somebody else. And we always have a great time whenever we have those activities too. Yeah. It's always positive, and we get to hear like
fulfilling.
And not only are we like helping them stay warm and clothed, but whenever we have those activities, we have, they share the words of God as well. Yeah. And so being able to hear the words of our mighty God, it helps them too as a person spiritually, and it helps you carry that in your life as well. So I think that's why I love Care for Humanities. It helps you as a whole person, not just physically, but like internally, mentally, and spiritually.
Yeah, it's not only helping them, but also helping you grow as a person, because you're like, oh, I want to do good and do better in helping those around me. Yeah, I like that. For me, so the importance of giving back, I think it's like, comes hand in hand, because when you give back, it's helping you grow. Because let's say you're helping someone strengthen their faith by attending these activities. And like, if you think about it, like in the future, like when you have kids, if you grow into a person that is, helping someone grow in their faith, you can implement that to your kids. Yeah. So yeah.
I think that goes back to living by example.
Yeah.
I think it's, and also it's something that, it's taught to us here as members of the Church of Christ is, at all times do good to those who need it.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's one of the verses that has been mentioned time and time again, especially with like what you mentioned before, like Care for Humanity, any of our INC giving projects, always, and we always see it, especially on like, on INC Media, when they do the what's it called, the INC Media News World, where they feature like those community outreach, just in general, whether it be like neighborhood appreciation days or like a Care for Humanities and stuff like that. They always say, you always hear from the ones that are being interviewed, is like, yeah, it's always great to see people giving back to the community, because like nowadays in a lot of the news, it's like it's not a good, it's not like a healthy mindset to be in, to where it's like everything's doom and gloom, but really it's not, because right, there are projects and opportunities like Nights of Giving Project, Care for Humanity, appreciation days that we hold as activities here in the Church of Christ to give back to the community that has helped us so much in allowing us and in helping us to do the things that we can do today.
Yeah. And I feel like the news, I'm going to be honest, this is a question for everyone. When is the last time you've seen positivity as news?
Ooh.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but
you rarely see it.
You rarely see it. Like sometimes it's just going to be, sometimes it's not what's aired on the main show. It's what's like just a clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, something I learned actually, just quick tangent. I think it was a few years ago. I was taking a French class, and something that
Can you count? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I can count to. I forgot. I think 10. But something that my professor said was, or tried to have us do, so one of the things when learning a language, one of the techniques is by immersion, where you watch the shows rather than just trying to read it from a textbook. I think I forgot where it was. I think in like the French news, it's they dedicate a specific hour of like just community stuff. Like, oh, this place is having a farmers market that they hold every week, and they sort of do a feature on that.
Ooh.
And this other place they're doing another community outreach thing and whatnot. And so like it kind of helps break that that news cycle of like everything's like not as great, but having that kind of like goes back to how we can help out is kind of try to break that mindset of everything's doom and gloom. Like no, I can make a difference. I can help the world be a better place. And it's not just through ourselves, but through the activities and initiatives and through the leadership of our executive minister with all these activities that we have. And I think that's a great thing for us as well. And I think before we do wrap up, we do have some comments to be read.
Sure. We're rounding out our show this morning with some shout outs from the chat as well. We have from Sister Alexis Mira, happy birthday to Brother Gian Lazaro from Bowie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Another shout out is Sister Alexis again saying a model for giving back for her is Ate Kimi Oria.
Nice.
So shout out to Ate Kimi. And then we have also Sister Brian and Sister Donna saying hi once again. And, hope everyone has a great weekend. Back to you in the studio for your special greetings.
All right, yeah. Do you have any special greetings? Let's start with Alyssa.
I want to agree. Well, actually, I agree with the chat as well. Shout out to our ates and kuyas, which is our older sisters and brothers.
It's like our adopted family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brief Filipino language for those who don't know of our viewers. Ate means older sister, kuya means older brother, and sometimes we use that term for our role models, for like the ones that are older than us, the ones that are our leaders, so who help guide us.
Grow, in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to our ates and kuyas.
And for me, shout out to my parents once again, 1 billion times,
Mm-hmm.
because they let me go to their house yesterday and spend time with them.
Family time is always important and always fun.
They always give time to me.
I like how you said they let me.
They don't always let me. I'm kidding. They're like, not a good day. I'm kidding. But I love them so much. They taught me acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I do what I do today and help others. So thank you. I love you. And yeah.
Yeah. I'd also like to give a shout out to my parents for, and not just my parents, my siblings, my actual kuya, for being role models. I think we are a combination of those that surround us. We're a little bit of our dad. We're a little bit of our mom. We're a little bit of our siblings. We're a little bit of our friends, right? That's why there's a saying, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are.
Very true.
Yeah. So as much as possible, try to surround ourselves with good people.
Mm-hmm. Or infect them with kindness.
Ooh.
There you go. Too. So be the influence.
Shine as lights of the world.
Yeah.
There you go. So so as a quick message to our listeners. Now, we may stumble and we may pause, but with God's help and with the strength that he has given us, we rise and we continue to press onward. And that is what makes us
unstoppable.
There you go. But before we go, we like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make it all possible. For their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INCRadio Washington, D.C. family for supporting our broadcast, especially to Brother Sidney R. Santos, our district supervising minister, Brother Richard Soterio, our assistant district minister, Brother Audric Dulay, our district CFO overseer, Brother Tyler Warden, our district multimedia advisor, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, our executive producer, Brother Wally Taray, our station manager, our dedicated INC Radio Kuya techs here and in the Philippines. We'd like to give a special thanks to Brother Angelo Oranio V. Manolo, our Deputy Executive Minister. And we'd like to give our special thanks to Brother Eduardo V. Manolo, our Executive Minister of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INC Radio. I'd like to give a thanks for you, our viewers, for tuning in and spending part of your day with us. If you like today's show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on what's coming next. Until then, catch us again next week right here on Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, presented by INC Radio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. We're here every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and most of all, stay unstoppable. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good morning.
With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Through the good and the bad, we remain victorious. We return all the praises to a God so glorious.